What's up, everybody, man? It's your boy, Mr. Dugas, coming at y'all with another video, man. And today, man, I'm going to preview and predict Sunday's big matchup. You have the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Houston Texans, man. And before I get into this specific game Sunday, man, I just want to throw a couple of little cool factors out there. It has nothing to do with this game, but I thought it was kind of interesting. This was the very last start for Nick Foles part one when he was with us, man. This was the last this against the Texans. It was the last start that Nick Foles had with us before he was traded by Chip Kelly to the Rams for Sam Bradford. He started off the game. He threw I don't want to say he threw a pick six, and he also threw a touchdown pass to Jeremy Maclin. And then he had I want to say it was J.J. Watt that hit him or one of them other guys, but he had broke his collarbone. And then Mark Sanchez came into the game, finished the game, and eventually finished the season. And then in the offseason, man, Chip Kelly, like I said, traded him away to the Rams. You know what I'm saying? We got back Sam Bradford. So I thought that was another interesting factor. Another interesting factor is the Houston Texans have never beaten the Philadelphia Eagles, man. Now, granted, we only played 4 times because the Texans only been in existence since 2002. But all 4 times that the Eagles and Texans have met up, the Eagles have won all 4 matchups. So the Texans have never beaten the Eagles, man. That's another cool factor, man. But now getting into this game, man, it's an appealing matchup, man. Both teams obviously have a whole lot to play for, man. You know what I'm saying? The Texans come in as a slight favorite, which you got to expect that from a team that's 10-4 versus a team that's 7-7. When I look at the Texans, man, I like this team, man. I like this team a lot, man. I love Deshaun Watson, man. I'm a fan of Deshaun Watson ever since he was at Clemson, man. I like to call him Big Game Deshaun, man. He gets it done. He had his unfortunate ACL injury last year. I think if he wouldn't have got hurt last year, he would have won Rookie of the Year. You know what I'm saying? But he's having a solid year, man. He's looking healthy. You know what I'm saying? You got him. I know you got Lamar Miller. I know he's dealing with a little ankle issue. But he's capable of breaking along with at any point in time. He's the only player in NFL history with like 297-yard touchdown runs. You know what I'm saying? You got DeAndre Hopkins, who I'm a huge fan of also, man. This dude is something serious. He's one of the best receivers in football. But for me personally, he's the receiver that I respect the most in football for the simple fact that, man, he's never had a quarterback before Big Game Deshaun, man. He was out there playing with people like Tom Savage and Brock Osweiler and Brian Hoyer, you know what I'm saying? And he was putting up numbers, man. He puts up numbers regardless of who's throwing him the football, man. So I feel really good for him that now he finally has like a real legit quarterback to line up and feed him the ball, you know what I'm saying? They lost Will Fuller this season, man. I think that's a huge loss for them, man. They got Demaryius Thomas from Denver, but, man, Demaryius Thomas is a shell of himself. He's not what he used to be. Plus, he doesn't give him that vertical threat downfield that Will Fuller gave his offense, man. Defensively, man, they got the big homie J.J. Watt, man. J.J. Watt is something serious, man. He's a great player, and I'm going to always respect him for, I got family and friends that live in the Houston area, you know what I'm saying? So I'm always respect what he did, man, for the whole Hurricane Harvey acts, man. And not just him, it was a lot of people out there, man, but that stepped up for the hurricane, man. And shout out to him for that, man. I'm always respect him for that. Like I say, I got family and friends in Houston, man. Big ups to J.J. Watt for that, man. You got not to mention he's a great football player. Jadeveon Clowney coming around the edge, man. His first couple of years, he started off a little slow. People were starting to think he's a bust, but he's been as advertised the last couple of years. He's been the player that he was at South Carolina. They got their linebacker, man, McKinney, who I think he made the Pro Bowl this year, man. He's having a really good season, man. Then in the back end, you got the big homie Tyrann Mathieu, a.k.a. the Honey Badger, man. You got the big homie Eric Reed, Justin Reed, the brother of Eric Reed, doing his thing back there, man. I like this football team, man. I like this team, man. You know, as far as my Eagles, man, Sunday, bruh, like I said, I'm a huge Carson Wentz guy. I love Wentz, man. I feel like Wentz is a budding superstar in this league, man. But for this season, for this moment right now, man, with Nick Foles out there Sunday, bruh, like, it gave us a feel of last year. Like Sunday was the first time that it felt like last season, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's giving me and it's giving a lot of us Eagles fans a lot of hope, yo. Like, we win this game, we beat the Redskins, the Vikings lose one of their two games, man, we in there. It's still even an outside shot for the division if Dallas chokes up the last two games, man. But yeah, man, it felt like last year, and I think right now is the right call to roll with Nick Foles for the rest of this year. You know what I'm saying? I think Wentz should be the starter again next year. But for this season, this moment right now, with us being a defending Super Bowl champs, I feel like we should go out with Nick Foles right now, man. You know, he's a Super Bowl MVP, so let's defend the title with him right now, man. You know, the running game, man, it's been inconsistent all year. You know what I'm saying? We don't have like an A1 running back like that. But Smallwood ran good Sunday night, man. At times, Josh Adams ran good. The only problem with him, I feel like he don't hit the hole hard enough. You know, sometimes he tries to look for a little daylight instead of just put his head down and hit the hole like he did on that 6-yard touchdown run. You know what I'm saying? We got the big home at Zach Ertz, man. You know, the offensive line is looking like they're starting to come together a little bit, man. You know, Alshon Jeffery showed up big time Sunday night, man. You know, you still got Nelson Aguilar out there. You know, we got Golden Tate out there now for the quick passing game, man. Defensively, we got pressure on the quarterback. You got the big homie Fletcher Cox in the middle, man. You know, Michael Bennett doing his thing, leading this team in sacks, man. You know, Brandon Graham, he had a quiet game Sunday, but you know, he's capable of putting real pressure on the quarterback, man. Nigel Bradham holding it down at linebacker. Avantae Maddox played the best game of a cornerback for us all year long, man. That was the best cornerback game that was played all year. Avantae Maddox played a big-time game on Sunday night, man. You know, Jake Elliott got to hit these field goals, man. Cameron Johnson been a great punter. And Dougie P been calling plays. Like, looked like last year's play caller Sunday night, man. With all that being said, man, the actual matchup, bruh, our defense versus their offense, man, DeAndre Hopkins scares me to death, man. Like, he scares me to death, yo. You know, our secondary is banged up, man. You know, he scares me. He's a professional wide receiver, yo. But Avantae Maddox, as good as he played Sunday, he got to play 10 times better than that, man, to cover DeAndre Hopkins, man. Or what we should do is double him, force Demaryius Thomas to beat us. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. They tight ends, they don't really have great tight ends like that neither, man. You know what I'm saying? As far as like when we got the ball, you know, we gotta block J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney. You know, we got the two tackles. You know, we got Lane Johnson and Jason Peters. You know what I'm saying, to at least give us a chance to block them. And obviously we got to run the football and do what we did, man. You know, the one thing I'm a little worried about is, will it be windy on Sunday? Because, you know, last year, even with Nick Foles, when you think about it last year, whenever it wasn't very windy, Nick Foles looked great. But in the Raiders game and the Cowboy game and the Falcons game to a certain extent, when it was a little windy, Foles didn't look as great. You know what I'm saying? And so that's a big concern, you know. But I think we win this game, man. Like, it's something Sunday night, man. It gave me that Super Bowl feel again, man. It gave us that underdog feel again, man, that we've been missing all year long, man. Like, now we back in the underdog role. We didn't look good as being hunted. But in the underdog role, man, it looked like we thriving, man. I think we win this game 27-23, man. I think we moved the ball just enough offensively. I think Alshon Jeffery could have another big game. You know what I'm saying? We run it a little bit like we did Sunday. And defensively, man, one thing that is known about the Houston Texans, man, as much as they got a good offense and all this and that, Deshaun Watson has been the most sacked quarterback in the NFL this year. And he's been hit more than any quarterback in the NFL, man. He got sacked 6 times against the New York Jets defense. And our defensive line with Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, and Michael Bennett, Chris Long, and those guys, we should get after him, yo. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that'll take a little bit of pressure off our cornerbacks and covering DeAndre Hopkins. You know what I'm saying? I think our defensive line is going to get after Deshaun Watson just enough, man. And I think we're going to pull out this game 27-23 to keep our playoff hopes alive, man. I know it's a big game for Houston, too. They trying to hold on the number 2 seed from the Patriots, man. But I think the Eagles win this game 27-23, man. And I think the difference in the game is going to be our defensive line creating pressure on Deshaun Watson, man. And offensively, you know, Alshon Jeffery stepping up and having another big game, man. But with that being said, man, that's all I got for y'all today, man. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Go on, give me a subscribe, man. I'm going to have Eagles content throughout the season. Y'all have a blessed one. Fly, Eagles, fly.